you against all of me. How can you possibly hope to stop me?
Like the old man said. Together.
Hey everyone, in order to celebrate the release of Avengers Endgame, the end of an era, the last act of a grand 22 film story, I'll be doing something different today, which is sharing my favorite scene out of the whole MCU with you. This is a short video, which is also part of the One Marvelous Scene project, which seems very familiar for some odd reason, which I can't seem to place my finger on.
There was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people.
In order to talk about their favorite scenes from the MCU, I wanted to join in on this playlist of amazing video essays started by Nando v Movies and a whole lot of other content creators. This idea instantly clicked with me, and I had a few ideas for what my favorite scene would be. Now I know I'm late to this trend, but better late than never for these sort of things. Now this was a hard decision to pick which scene was the best, but I narrowed it down mainly because 2 or 3 of my favorite scenes were already taken, and I also just didn't write a script for my second choice, which was going to be this inspirational and as of yet untaken scene from Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
If you launch those helicarriers today, Hydra will be able to kill anyone that stands in their way. Unless we stop them. I know I'm asking a lot. But the price of freedom is high. It always has been. And it's a price I'm willing to pay. And if I'm the only one, then so be it.
Yeah, that's right. These videos are scripted. If you like that scene more than me, I highly recommend you to please try and make a video on it and join in on this bandwagon that I'm barely catching up on. On that note, I'll leave a link to that scene in the description. A few last things before I discuss the main event and why I chose this scene. I will also be adding a link to the playlist of One Marvelous Scene in the description box down below. Please like this video, share, subscribe, and comment. Oh wait, this actually brings me to mentioning that I won't be enabling the comments for at least a few weeks until after Endgame releases, for the sake of avoiding spoilers, and of course, waiting for all the positive feedback I'll hear from all of you. At least I hope. Now that that's out of the way, yes, I hear the unbearably loud complaints of the viewer yelling at me to get to the point, so without further ado, here's why what I'll call together is one marvelous scene. Alright, do you think I did it right? Did I set up the video? Comment whether I did or not. Oh wait, you can't yet. Sucker. So, with all that monologuing aside...
You sly dog! You got me monologuing! I can't believe it!
But you didn't think they would be in this video, did you? Well, they're still supers after all. If there's one thing I've noticed in common with these One Marvelous Scene videos from other creators, they each had a few or more different reasons why their scene is so special to them. Speaking for me personally, I only have one very good reason why I love this scene so much. That reason being teamwork. So let me explain what happened in the scene. Straight out of the final act of Avengers: Age of Ultron. The scene depicts all our heroes standing in unison on the floating city of Sokovia, ready to face against Ultron and all his drones. Ultron towers above them with his menacing army, while the allied protagonists huddle around their MacGuffin, the drill that would level the city and even the globe. When Ultron challenges the Avengers, asking them how they can possibly hope to stop him, Iron Man goes in and says the line, "Together." This shows his character development from the beginning of the movie, when Captain America teaches Tony that win or lose, the team needs to stay together. This exact theme connects to the majority of other movies in the MCU, and especially in each Avengers movie, since they're basically big superhero team-ups, where they put aside their differences to battle a foe too strong to face alone. This is a real-world concept that goes past international boundaries and cultures that can resonate with all of us. You don't have to be a superhero to realize that we are stronger together as a whole. It's the same theme of teamwork at the end that made the Avengers win in their first movie against Loki. Then it's their teamwork, and might I add amazing fight choreography, that led them to win again in Age of Ultron. You could even mention that teamwork is the reason why the Guardians of the Galaxy won in each of their 2 movies, first sharing the power and pain of the Power Stone in Guardians 1, and later on by looking out for each other against Ego in Volume 2, which is a great made and underrated movie, by the way. Go check it out, it's pretty nice. The absence of teamwork and camaraderie being used to take on tougher foes is the exact reason why, spoilers, the Avengers lost during Infinity War against Thanos. Well, yes, they fought Thanos together. It was in separate battles with separate teams and not as one truly cohesive and unified team. The Avengers didn't lose necessarily because Thanos was the biggest problem they had faced yet. They didn't even lose because they had the Infinity Stones. They lost mainly because they were split apart, dating back to their confrontation in Civil War. You can see this exact point illustrated perfectly from another couple scenes from Infinity War on the planet Titan. Here you can see individual heroes attacking Thanos and fighting them with all their strength to stop him. But even that's not enough to defeat him. When they finally band together as one, they get ever so close to taking the Infinity Gauntlet, but their passion gets in the way. They start fighting each other, and the villain comes out on top. If only the team on Titan had settled their differences earlier, they probably would have won. In Civil War, the same thing happened, where the villain Zemo won as well, because he tore the Avengers apart and made them fight on separate teams, turning friends into enemies. Now that you've heard why I like this scene, that brings us to the Endgame.
We're the Avengers. We can bust arms dealers all the livelong day, but that up there, that's the Endgame.
In the very end, however, the Avengers will ultimately reunite for one last effort to get back their friends, undo the decimation, and do whatever it takes to unite as a team, together. Thank you for those of you who have stuck around.
Stick around.
If you have a favorite scene that you'd like to share, please make a video on it, tweet it to Nando V Movies, and you may be added onto the playlist. This video is sponsored by... Oh shoot, I forgot I don't have a sponsor. Well, this is awkward. These videos take a lot of time and effort to create, so please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment for awesome content. Until then, I'm Iron Wolf. See you later.